Welcome to the Freak Show, fellow freaks.
I am Matthew Brockmeyer.
And I'm Christa Carmen.
And this is
Murder Coaster.
Welcome back to our second and final episode on Courtney Tailor Clenney, e-girl, Playboy model, OnlyFans performer, and murderer. When we last left you, Courtney had gone from a wholesome Texas girl next door and aspiring actress with dreams of having a big house in the suburbs and children, to a Playboy model and YouTube fitness guru, to internet sex kitten, making $1.5 million a year on OnlyFans, and then begun an incredibly volatile relationship with young businessman, media mogul, and cryptocurrency dealer Christian Obumseli, who went by Toby. And the two lovebirds had moved to a luxurious $10,000 a month penthouse in Miami, hoping life in Florida was just what they needed to set their rocky relationship back on the tracks. Hang on to your hats. It's about to get wild.
Let's begin. Chapter 7. Is love going to kill me?
The encore's what we're praying for. Make it right in the next life.
February 1st, 2022 was supposed to be the perfect Miami, Florida day for Courtney and Toby. Sunshine, cocktails by the pool, followed by cocaine and some hardcore sex. But instead, it ended up with Toby in the hospital.
After a few lines of blow and some drinks, Toby was downstairs in the common area of the luxurious condominium, watching football in the lounge. And Courtney, apparently feeling slighted, like she wasn't getting enough attention, came storming down, and the two got into an explosive argument, Courtney attacking him and threatening to drown herself in the pool.
Neighbors said you could hear the ruckus from 12 floors up, and onlookers started busting out their phones and recording it. And at some point, it's not exactly clear when, Toby gets slashed twice in the face and ends up in the hospital. And Courtney texts him, "I have to continue explaining to you how to act. I hope you enjoy your time in the hospital."
Toby just completely ignores her taunts, which apparently freaked her out, as she then texts him,
"Tell them your side, and I'll tell them what happened."
He responds, "I'm not saying anything. I'm going to say it's a football accident."
He was discharged from the hospital, and when he gets back to the penthouse, she's gone. And he texts her,
"I was in the hospital, looking forward to seeing you, and you go drink and leave with someone else? When your boyfriend is passed out on the bed, getting stitched up because I lost so much blood?"
Now Courtney changes her tune, and suddenly she's all love and kindness, texting him, "I love you so much. I should have been at the hospital with you. I should have slept with you. I have always loved you. I feel extreme sadness, regret, humiliation, and I'm just so sorry for hurting you."
These sudden mood swings can reveal a lot. They're what psychologists call emotional dysregulation, and are often linked to neurobiological factors such as amygdala hyperactivity. They're also associated with conditions like borderline personality disorder, bipolar disorder, PTSD, and ADHD, and can often be rooted in childhood trauma. Not saying that any of these are for certain at play here. I'm not a psychologist. I don't know, Courtney, but they're definitely things to consider.
But the young couple, rich and good-looking, living in the lap of luxury, try to move forward. Courtney is asked to come do a modeling shoot in Aspen, Colorado, and this seems like the perfect getaway. A little paid vacation in the Rocky Mountains to put their troubles behind them, make new memories. But that's not what happened.
Courtney showed up to her photo shoot completely wasted. She's falling down and has bloody elbows, which raises eyebrows. And Toby has stitches in his face, presumably from the fight back in Miami, but they've been reopened and are bleeding again.
They get into a huge fight, which ends up being filmed on someone's phone, of course.
Courtney starts screaming at Toby, telling him it's his fault that she drinks so much, blaming him for her alcohol abuse. And just to note, Courtney had been arrested for drunk in public numerous times before she ever met Toby, starting way back when she was only 18 years old and working at a strip club in Austin, Texas.
Then Courtney attacks Toby, hitting him, calling him slurs. Toby just stands there meekly, defending himself as she pummels him.
And around now, things seem to change with Toby. It's as if he realizes his actual life may be in danger, and he starts making secret recordings of these ever-escalating fights.
When they get back from Aspen, they almost immediately get into another fight.
Courtney had gotten into an argument with a friend, and Toby told her she was getting out of hand and needed to calm down, which only infuriated Courtney more, as she saw him as taking the other person's side. And as they're heading back to their car, Toby hits record on his phone, which is in his front pocket, picking up Courtney saying,
"Get away from me! I'm going to kill myself! I'm actually going to kill myself!
Please, baby, don't kill yourself."
You will never protect me!
I will.
Somebody was being horrible to me!
Baby, just tell me.
You defended them in front of me!
Okay, just tell me in the car.
Get away from me! Get away from me! Get away from me!
No, stay here. You're gonna run off? Your dogs are in the fucking car.
The argument is so loud and unhinged that folks on the street are stopping and staring. And then a stranger walks up, all concerned, and asks,
"Are you guys in a relationship?"
Yes.
"Not anymore."
Hey, I'm sorry about all this, man.
Nah. You don't have to apologize. I also have problems in my relationship too, bro. Like, shit happens.
He just broke up with me, and the fact that he's bending down now, that is how he makes friends with everyone.
No, it's not about that.
Yes, it is. Shut up.
Cece, just stop, please. Okay, I'm sorry, please.
No, you always make yourself look good to other people.
No, it's my fault, okay? It's my fault, all right?
And this bystander is like,
"Ma'am, he said it's his fault."
Courtney, just come on. Courtney, please, your dogs are in the car.
Courtney ends up taking off, just running down the street, screaming and crying. And this bystander turns to Toby and says,
"That shit ain't normal, bro."
Toby chases after her and he keeps apologizing. He's saying,
When you're upset, look, you don't have to. I'm like,
"No, it's not my fault."
Cece, I'm sorry.
"You're not sorry. Like, fuck you."
Just look at me. I'm sorry. I should have never made you feel this way. I'm sorry.
"You're supposed to protect me."
Now another bystander approaches and asks, "Is everything okay?"
Courtney responds, "No." And they ask, "Do you want me to call the cops?"
Toby says there's no need for that. And Courtney runs off again, this time circling back to the car.
When Toby catches up with her, she's screaming, "My dogs better be in there!"
They're right there, Courtney. They're right there. Then the unmistakable sound of a slap.
You're supposed to protect me.
Yes, and I know, I'm sorry.
Both my dogs better be in there. You're so lucky both my dogs...
Stop hitting me. Jesus.
It's because you left my dogs out in the car.
My bad.
My dogs are more important. My dogs are more important.
Okay, my bad. I'm just making sure.
No, not your bad. My dogs.
Stop hitting me.
Give me something better than my bad.
I'm sorry, okay, Courtney? Just stop it. I had to leave them in the car because I was chasing after you.
Chapter 8. The Elevator.
All of this madness was in February, which was obviously a very bad month for the couple. And it would come to a head on February 21st at 8:30 p.m. with the infamous elevator fight.
This fight was recorded from CCTV camera footage from their private elevator in the Miami high-rise and was the first footage to be made public, and was a real legal game changer, part of the reason why prosecutors decided to charge her.
It's silent. We can't hear what is going on. But as soon as they enter the elevator, you can see Courtney is steaming pissed. She's aggressively pushing the buttons, and as soon as the doors close, she starts slapping Toby, backing him into a corner, hitting his chest and arms.
Toby just holds up his arms to defend himself, never gets aggressive at all, never hits back, and she starts swinging at his face with a closed fist, which he's able to deflect, but you can see that if she did land a punch just right, it could have maybe caused some damage. She's an athlete and fitness trainer, and one can't help but to think those rumors that she'd broken her last boyfriend's jaw might have been true.
Eventually, Toby just kind of loops one arm around her neck and gently holds her in a kind of headlock as she's wildly swinging her fists. And he's kind of grinning. I don't know. He's this big ex-football star, so maybe he just finds this aggro girl amusing. And you know, I just gotta say, it's funny how he tweets that black women demean themselves and are embarrassing, but his white girlfriend just makes a drunken scene everywhere she goes.
After this fight, Toby texts her.
Just so you know, I woke up feeling like shit and feeling stupid. Not like stupid as in our relationship, but stupid as in, like, what I told you the other day. Is love gonna kill me? Like, I know both of us have sacrificed a lot for each other, but I can only talk about what I sacrificed. I've sacrificed my pride, my ego, sometimes telling myself how I don't need to win. Hey, just let her have her way. Say sorry right now. Even if she asks you to, sincerely or with a threat. Say sorry right now. I've been there for you plenty of times, more than I can imagine, more than anybody else that I could think of. I've cried with you, cried about you, cried against you. But at the end of the day, it was all for love. And that's what I'm saying. Do you see that, my love for you? Do you actually feel it? Do you actually understand it? Do you even think it's real? I always think about, damn, man, okay, Toby, you took all this, but why? Because you love her? Okay. Time after time after time after time, I tell you, hey, please, like, you're hurting me. And yes, you'll say yeah, but then it just repeats. Like, what if the knife sliced my lip? What if it didn't just slice my beard? What if it sliced my cheek or my eye? Like, what might happen next? I mean, I pray that there's no next time. February was the worst month I've had so far. I got cheated on. I got called that word again. I got slapped in my stitches that reopened multiple times and aren't healing fast enough. I've gotten kicked out. Memories of my girlfriend and I traveling have been thrown away. The apartment that my girlfriend swore to me and said, regardless of anything, we're not messing this up. We're not messing this up. We messed it up. I'm honestly just trying to have a couple things off my chest before therapy.
So there are many things we can get from this text message. She's obviously threatened him with a knife multiple times. She's calling him racial slurs, and it's well documented Courtney had a tendency to call him the N-word when they fought.
And he did not like it at all. There's one text where he says to her, quote, "Your boyfriend is black and you're talking to him like that? Your boyfriend isn't dirt. Why are you spitting on him?"
He also says she cheated on him.
I'm going to assume that's not just filming porn for OnlyFans, because that's not cheating, that's work, right? I mean, I don't know, but he's bringing up that they may lose their apartment and have lost places in the past. So it's already clear they're in danger of being evicted because of their constant fighting, and that they've been evicted because of it before.
And it's also clear that he's seeking therapy, though it isn't clear if she was ever doing the same.
So Courtney, by her own admission, was incredibly jealous, and she demanded that Toby tell her of any female person he ever talked to, like an actual report that he would have to give to her. And Toby agreed to this, agreed to give her a report of every female he ever spoke to during the day, which is fucking insane, man. I could never deal with bullshit like that. Trust is the cornerstone of any good relationship, in my opinion.
So, on March 23rd, 2022, Toby went on a bike ride. And during that bike ride, he ran into one of Courtney's friends and said hi to her. And when he got home, he forgot to tell Courtney.
So Courtney's friend calls her and was like, "Oh yeah, by the way, I saw Toby today. He waved and said hi."
This made Courtney just lose her mind, and Toby secretly recorded the fight.
Toby apologizes, and then she starts calling him several racial slurs, screaming at him, threatening him, saying,
"Come here, let me slap you. Find my phone. Get me alcohol. Get me alcohol. You're a fucking cunt-ass bitch."
"I'm sorry."
"Shut the fuck up. I need my phone. Don't touch me."
"What is going on? Are you going to get this mad at me when I'm apologizing to you?"
"No, Toby. Drop your act. Drop the high pitch. You talked to her. You know exactly what the right thing to do is."
"Yes, I know. I'm sorry."
"Get me my phone."
"You have your phone."
"No, I don't. Find it and charge it."
"Stop screaming. I'm sorry."
Then she starts spitting on him.
"I was literally on a bike ride and I said hi to her. That's it. Like, my bad. I forgot to tell you. But that doesn't give you the right to call me an N-word."
"You are an N-word."
Chapter 9. The Breakup.
I don't ask for too much. Oh, but I need more than nothing. And though a little bit of your touch wouldn't be enough, it's only just more than nothing. I don't keep tabs, but I can tell a zero from a one. Just a little bit of romance wouldn't stand a chance. It's only just more than nothing. Nothing just ain't enough.
Courtney. Around this time, the two break up, but it's very weird. In many ways, it was just like they didn't break up as much as she locked him out of the penthouse, which is nothing new. She'd made him sleep in the elevator room before. There's text messages showing this.
Courtney flies her mom out from Texas to supposedly help her break up with Toby, but it doesn't seem like anything really changes. Seems like it just made things weirder. And Courtney's mom then just flies back to Texas with nothing really resolved.
It's Courtney's name on the lease, and she would later claim she paid the rent. But the truth is, they both lived there, moved in together. So it's as much his place as it is hers, and all his belongings are in the condo. His clothes, his toothbrush, shampoo, computers and files, all his business stuff, everything. And she won't let him in to get them.
Honestly, and this is a crazy take, but it's kind of like she's a dominatrix and he's a masochist. Like a S&M relationship of humiliation. She completely dominates him, belittles him, beats him, puts him down. And in a way, I mean, I may be wrong, but to me, it seems like he kind of gets off on it. He enjoys being dominated. He's always like, "You're right. I'm sorry. Please, mistress, may I have another?"
So, on the morning of April 2nd, 2022, Courtney is totally wasted. Nothing new. And she somehow managed to lock herself out of her apartment. So she comes down to the lobby where Toby was sleeping. When he sees her, he gets up and she says, "Stay away," and backs up into the elevator as he aggressively begins to walk toward her. Courtney shouting, "Oh no, do not come inside the elevator."
Several witnesses, mainly the staff, all saw this go down, and security intervenes and asks Courtney if she wants them to call the police, and she tells them no, but they end up calling the cops anyway.
They call the police for a variety of reasons. One was that they were sick of him sleeping in the lobby. Another was he seemed aggressive, though he didn't touch her or even say anything, just approached her angrily. And some folks do see racism at play here. I mean, he's a big black man approaching this pretty blonde white woman, and even though he never touches her or says anything, they immediately call the cops, ignoring all of the times that she has physically attacked him.
So the cops are on their way, and security asks Courtney, "What do you want us to do with him? Because he can't just sleep in the lobby. Like, do you want him to leave?"
And she says very clearly, No, I don't want him to leave.
Again, it seems like a domination game. She's just able to leverage all this control over him.
The cops show up, and the staff explain to them that they'd asked her on several occasions if she wanted him kicked off the premises, and she always said no. But they state that only residents are allowed in the common areas, and since Courtney was the only one on the lease, he's technically not a resident and is sleeping in the common areas.
The police ask Courtney how the fights typically start, and she's seen on their body camera saying,
"I don't know. I don't remember everything. I don't want to remember it."
The police note in the report that Courtney was heavily intoxicated and that she had several visible bruises on her arms and legs.
A lot of people, including her defense attorney, make a big deal about these bruises. But remember, she's always shit-faced drunk, so she's probably always falling down, and she was also into rough sex. We don't know how she got them. They could have been from Toby, but they might not have. And these are just some things to consider.
So Courtney, being Courtney, she calls her fucking mom and puts her mom on speakerphone and then asks the cops to talk to her mom. Ugh.
Then Courtney kind of changes her tune. Whereas before she was saying she didn't want Toby kicked out, she then goes on a rant saying, "I don't care what happens. I just never want to deal with this again. I pay for everything. I paid $10,000 a month of rent, which he pays zero of. He has never paid a freaking dime of rent. And he has somehow made friends with everyone here. I broke up with him. Like, my mom came out, okay? My mom came out to, help me break up with him. I just couldn't do it. He slept in my elevator room instead of a couch. I hope that there's a camera. He slept inside of my couch in my elevator room, which is stalking because he's not supposed to be here. I want a restraining order.
So now, suddenly, Courtney is indicating to the police that she, in fact, wants Toby out. And she says something very revealing. She tells the police, quote,
I just feel like I haven't always been the victim, but right now I am a freaking victim.
and this is not the last time she would say, I haven't always been the victim. A weird thing to say, and she's the one in control here. She's on the lease. She holds all the cards.
But even though he's not on the lease, from a legal standpoint, it's technically his home. They moved in together. Like we said before, all his stuff is here. He lives here, so the police can't trespass him. They tell her the best thing she can do is have the condominium evict them both.
And after Courtney leaves, the staff tell police that they've already started the process of evicting her because of all the constant fights.
And then, guess what happens? They make up. Yay! They decide to put it all behind them, and it was all sunshine and roses and kittens and puppies and unicorns, and everything was perfect again.
Toby posts a picture of himself on Instagram, giving Courtney a kiss, saying how much he loves and adores her. They're the perfect picture of domestic bliss and happiness.
But this would be Toby's last Instagram post, as he would soon be dead.
Chapter 10, The Murder.
Rush, wait, I don't know if it's real. Park the car, lock the door, drop the keys next to your sweater. Aching, my mind has kept me waiting, so complicated. I know, lonely days, I found a cure underneath you on the floor, baby. Said so blue, I'm addicted to you. Take your daily dose. I want you to be my antidote. To stay in for one night or three, I can guarantee you. Take your daily dose. You want to.
Sunday, April 3rd, 2022 started out as a normal day. There are videos from Toby's phone that show him and Courtney dancing to music and lip-syncing to songs, playing with their dogs. Courtney starts dancing, and Toby is joyfully shouting about how hot she is, hyping her up.
Courtney posts a photo of herself on OnlyFans, and it looks like she's at a plastic surgeon's office, but apparently that photo was taken earlier and it was just scheduled to go up at that time.
It's a rainy and dark day. There's a thunderstorm in the forecast, and Courtney's doing laundry while watching a true crime video on YouTube.
They make a plan that before Courtney makes an OnlyFans video that night, they'll go on a little date, take the dogs out on a walk through the park. Very romantic.
They get hungry, and Toby says he'll head down to Subway and get some food for them. He leaves the apartment at around 3:55 p.m., as seen on CCTV footage from the elevator.
Toby was gone for about 40 minutes, which is not that long because it was a 12-minute walk there, so nearly a half an hour there and back. Then, waiting in line, waiting for the food, getting it, and the elevator ride back up.
But of course, Courtney is getting all jealous and decides to check his location on the Find My iPhone app.
She goes into the app and she realizes that he's turned it off, so she can't track him anymore.
He'd done this when they'd broken up, because she'd done it to him, but he had promised he was going to turn it back on.
So just 6 minutes after he leaves, she's calling him, demanding that he turn the device location tracking back on right then, right there, but he doesn't pick up the phone.
A few minutes later, Courtney pops on Instagram to do a live Q&A session. She talks about her nails, asking her fans to ask her dirty questions.
Ooh la la. She's dancing around in the same outfit she would later be soaked in blood in. A very skimpy black sports bra, more like a bikini top, and a pair of sweatpants. One of her viewers asked her, "Where do you see yourself in 5 years?"
She responds, "I want a kid, a few houses, businesses, probably not OF, but we'll see." Then she says, "All right, y'all, I got Subway, so I'm gonna ditch you. I'm gonna eat, and yeah, I'm gonna do like an OF live tonight. So if you want me to answer your questions, just put them in my last post. I'll see it. Love you. Thank you guys. Love you. Bye."
As soon as Toby walks in the door, she starts in on him, saying,
"So are you gonna reshare your location with me or not?"
And he's like, "Okay, fine, I'll share it with you. But what about you? You got yours turned off too."
Why would I do that? Because the other day when you were done with me?
"Okay, fine, I'll reshare it." They sit down and eat their Subway, and as they're eating, they're kind of snapping at each other. They end up resharing their locations, but Courtney was still being really petty, and then Toby snaps at her. "Well, why don't you just find one of those guys in a G-Wagon?"
Apparently, this is something that Courtney had said in a previous fight, saying she could just find a guy in a G-Wagon if she really wanted to.
A G-Wagon is a type of Mercedes SUV. The AMG 63 version of the G-Wagon can cost up to $250,000. So she's obviously saying she can just go find a super rich guy that can afford a $250,000 car with the snap of her fingers and doesn't need him at all.
And from there, chaos erupts.
According to Courtney, he began strangling her, threw her up against the wall. But as we said last week, there's no documentation of any bruises on her throat or injuries to her head. And she did bruise like a peach, according to her own admissions.
Courtney then ran and grabbed her phone and called her mom.
It's now 4:43 p.m. Interestingly, the same exact time the weather report that I looked up says lightning storms began.
While on speakerphone with her mom, Courtney grabbed this very expensive butcher knife that was actually a gift from her mom, and according to her, quote, "I didn't stab him. He was about 10 feet away. I threw the knife and he fell down."
Courtney then goes into a panic and begins apologizing, and they worm their way to the laundry closet, leaving puddles of blood along the way. And Courtney becomes just completely drenched in blood, and I mean drenched. There's pictures of her. And the whole time, she's on the phone with her mom.
At some point, Courtney and her mom get disconnected, and instead of calling 911, Courtney calls her mother back.
Weird.
And finally, 10 minutes after Toby is stabbed, Courtney calls 911. But she never gives her apartment number, and police are only able to figure it out because the neighbors are all complaining about the chaos going on in room 2201.
Something weird here. Apparently, in a different high-rise building across from them, these people could see directly into their penthouse. And they actually filmed Courtney, covered in blood. And it seemed like she was more worried about the dogs. She's like trying to calm the dogs down and more worried about the dogs than she was about Toby. But, everyone reacts to trauma differently. Still, it's not a good look.
Paramedics arrive and rush Toby to the Jackson Memorial Hospital's Ryder Trauma Center. But there, he's pronounced dead. They couldn't save him. He was 27 years old, his 28th birthday just a week away.
So then Courtney's mom texts her, telling her to remember to claim it was self-defense and to not speak to anyone without a lawyer present.
Courtney does half-heartedly try to get an attorney, but for some reason she doesn't outright ask for one and demand one be present. Instead asking for her dad and saying, I need to talk to my dad so my dad can get me an attorney.
But detectives just kind of persuade her against getting a lawyer, which is fucked up. I mean, they're pretty much denying her Miranda rights somehow.
Throughout the interrogation, Courtney continues to ask how Toby is doing.
A detective says, we talked to the victim. He's fine.
Will I get the chance to see him today?
Who?
Christian.
Who is that?
The victim.
The victim?
I don't know if I'm the victim, but he's definitely the victim today.
Sorry, they didn't give me his name.
And Courtney strangely says, if he passes, that's a lot worse for me. But at the end of the day, that's a lot worse for everyone.
This is the most bizarre fucking dialogue. Like, what the fuck is going on here? The whole fucking thing. I mean, I don't know whether to laugh, cry, or shake my head in disgust at both Courtney and the detective.
Yeah, it's utterly bizarre. Finally, they inform her that Toby is dead, and she is all upset and says, can I get a hug?
What the fuck, man? It just keeps getting weirder.
I mean, I kind of, is she still drunk? Or how much time has passed at this point? Because it's like...
I don't know, it's the middle of the day. Was she even that drunk that, I
don't know.
Probably,
but it's such weird, it's just the weirdest things to say, like you said. So then, just to pile it on, she says, or can I get my mom to come give me a hug?
So is she, expecting the cops to immediately fly her mom out from Texas for an emergency hug?
Bizarre. She also states, I'm going to wake up tomorrow and it's going to be the same thing, huh? Last time I ever talked to him. Last time anyone ever talked to him. Last thing he fucking ate was Subway. I swear, I was holding him for so fucking long. The security lady was just standing there and I just kept thinking, why is it taking so long? He's just bleeding and bleeding and bleeding and bleeding.
Courtney then asks if Toby's family have been called to come to Florida for his body, telling them that his birthday is in 8 days and that most of his family is in either Texas or Nigeria.
The cops ask Courtney for Toby's parents' names, and she blanks and is silent. They ask, you don't know his mother's name? And she says, he told me and I met her multiple times, but I'm just so horrible with names.
Her name was Chio, and his father's name was Igwe, Nigerian names. So it's not like they're common names you would just forget or mix up. She didn't even remember his brother's name.
So the police never bothered to notify his family.
And in the end, Courtney was never arrested. She's just let go. Later, it's fucked up. Toby's mom was at work when she got a call from the Miami medical examiner who said, hi, we want to know if you give permission to donate your son's organs.
She thought they had the wrong number, but then they verified it's Toby. And they're like, oh my God, you mean nobody from the medical examiner's office or law enforcement called you?
That's some seriously fucked up shit. What a way to learn your son has been murdered.
And it gets worse. The family just wanted answers, so they keep contacting the detectives in charge of this case, and the detective just keeps brushing them off and giving them excuses like, you guys need to give me time to do my job. Then he finally called and said, I'm going to close the case. It's only been a day, and he tells them, hey, I'm giving you guys a courtesy call because I think I'm going to close the case. It was self-defense.
And there was really no investigation. Courtney tells them he was strangling her, and they believe it. But they never check her neck, never look to see if there's bruises, never take pictures, never look for defensive wounds on her. They just take her word for it.
And again, some people see racism. Maybe not overt, like the cops weren't blatantly racist, but subconsciously. Again, the big black man and his little blonde white girlfriend, it has to be self-defense, right?
Courtney goes on with her life, posting on OnlyFans, making another 40 grand. She transfers all of her wealth into her father's name, saying it was because he was better with finances. But most people believe it was so she wouldn't have to give it up in a civil lawsuit.
Then, just 5 days after Toby's death, Courtney was spotted at a bar with her dad. A woman who was following the case saw them, and she was infuriated. She started filming them, and when Courtney says to her dad, "We should go," the woman says, "Yeah, you should go because you just killed your boyfriend." "Yeah, you did." And Courtney starts screaming at her, "You have no idea. He tried to kill me."
Her lawyer would later state, Courtney was there for a night out with her father, who simply wanted to pop in and have a drink in private. Courtney's friends also came to her defense to argue that this bar was right underneath Courtney's apartment complex, so it's not like they drove to a bar to get drunk.
Toby's family was obviously very upset to see that Courtney was not only a free woman, but she was practically flaunting her freedom, going to the bar, posting videos on OnlyFans. Even a lot of people who initially supported Courtney saw this and felt like it was very cold and callous.
Meanwhile, medical examiners are doing experiments on corpses with the butcher knife and determined it took 12 pounds of force to get through the muscle and the arteries, and to come to believe that the depth and the angle would have been caused by a face-to-face stabbing, not the knife being thrown from 10 feet away.
But they do point out, though, that they don't know how good Courtney is at throwing knives, and they don't rule it out entirely.
Then on June 16th, 2022, Courtney visited her parents at their residence in Austin, Texas, and allegedly told an 18-year-old boy to kiss her or she would burn his fucking house down. Still a wild child out of control.
Then she headed to Hawaii to a $35,000 a month luxurious rehab.
Chapter 11. Arrest and Legal Drama.
So in August, investigators changed their tune and charged Courtney with second-degree murder with a deadly weapon. And on August 10th, 2022, 4 months after Toby's death, U.S. Marshals go to Hawaii, arrest Courtney, and extradite her back to Florida.
Her defense team got right to work, building a defense centered on claims that she acted to protect herself during a violent confrontation.
Her attorneys argued evidence of the couple's relationship, including alleged abuse and previous incidents, supported her self-defense claim.
The defense also challenged the prosecution's interpretation of the fatal wound, arguing that the injury could have occurred from a knife being thrown rather than from a direct stabbing motion.
And Courtney also insinuated that not only was she a victim of domestic violence, but a victim of human trafficking, basically insinuating that he was forcing her to make pornographic videos despite the fact that she had been a stripper and had become an OnlyFans model before she even met him.
They try to get Courtney out on bail, but the judge rules that she is wealthy enough and wild enough and facing charges serious enough to be a flight risk, and she has to stay there in jail.
On April 14th, 2023, Toby's family filed a wrongful death lawsuit against Courtney. It states, quote, on April 3rd, 2022, defendant Courtney Clenney intentionally touched, struck, made contact with, and or stabbed Christian Obumseli against his will. And as a result of these intentional actions, Christian Obumseli died.
The lawsuit also accuses the owner of the condominium property and their management and security companies of negligence.
Meanwhile, Courtney's parents somehow ended up with Toby's laptop, and they're trying to gain access to it, but don't know the password. This would open a whole new can of worms.
They start a group chat with Courtney's lawyers, a group chat called Team Courtney, in September 2022. This group chat would go on until May 2024, and there's over 4,000 messages in this chat.
Courtney's father is asking the attorneys to ask Courtney for passwords for the laptop, because Courtney and her lawyer have attorney-client privilege, and their conversations are strictly private and can't be recorded, unlike conversations with her parents. Pretty shady. And Courtney's lawyer texts back, quote, yes, I have a list. We will provide. I have a couple that I can forward to you tomorrow.
Later, Courtney's father texts them, quote, the PIN is actually a 4-digit number and letters are not able to be entered. Ask Courtney for some options.
On September 30th, 2022, Clenney's father sent the following message to the group chat.
Hell yeah, that PIN worked.
And the lawyers text back, quote, hold off on going through the computer, please. I don't want to turn you into a witness just yet if you find something useful. But that is great news and makes this easy.
Then the lawyers text him, we don't want you accessing files because the state attorneys could request their own independent analysis of the hard drive and accuse you of creating or modifying files. That's why I wanted to put a quick pause on that. Obviously, I know you wouldn't do that, but we want to maintain our credibility.
Courtney's father texts back, I had barely opened it and was starting to poke around, but we started a video call, so I stopped. Never opened a file, so I didn't see anything.
Eventually, in October 2022, Courtney's mom drives from Austin to Dallas to give the laptop to the lawyers. The lawyers then give it to an IT consultant.
Meanwhile, investigators get a warrant to go through the family's iCloud account looking for evidence and come across this group chat entitled Team Courtney there and realize what's going on.
And on January 30th, 2024, Courtney's parents, Kim Clenney, 60, and Deborah Clenney, 57, were arrested in Travis County, Texas, on felony charges of unauthorized access to a computer, which was a third-degree felony in Florida.
They had thought that they, like Courtney, all had attorney-client privilege. But since Courtney's parents were witnesses in the murder case, they were not and could not be represented by her attorneys. And according to Florida prosecutors, because of this, quote, there is no attorney-client privilege contained within these messages. Additionally, because the conversations were sought or obtained to enable or aid the commission of a crime, there is no attorney-client privilege to the conversations. End quote.
Uh-oh.
And Florida prosecutors pressed charges against Courtney as well.
On February 1st, 2024, the entire family plead not guilty to interception of wire communications related to Christian Obumseli's murder.
But in the end, a judge ruled key evidence was inadmissible, and on July 11th, 2024, prosecutors dropped all the computer crime charges.
So Courtney's parents were released from jail. And then on September 11th, her parents make a complaint saying they want their iCloud data, which was being held in hard drives by the court.
But prosecutors claim there could be more digital evidence against Clenney within the parents' iCloud accounts regarding the murder case, saying, Obumseli's mom wasn't on the phone with him when he was killed. The defendant's mother was.
After hearing arguments, the judge ruled the prosecution could keep the iCloud data, saying, well, police see cell phones all the time while they look for evidence to make their case.
The trial is all set for October 10th, 2025. But then Courtney's lawyers find out that the assistant state attorney who'd been the lead prosecutor had viewed and shared a privileged document of theirs entitled Courtney Checklist of Things to Do, Privileged Doc.
In addition, the defense claimed prosecutors committed a Youngblood violation when they failed to disclose the fact that evidence that could have helped Courtney's case was destroyed. The evidence that was destroyed was a series of photographs taken by a civilian witness who was the first person to respond to Courtney's apartment after she called 911 on the night that Toby died.
Clenney's attorneys argue that those photos and videos could have helped their case.
So the prosecutor stepped down, and then a new trial date was set for April 27th, 2026.
Then in March 2026, the civil lawsuit against Courtney by Toby's family is dismissed, as it was found that at most her actions were reckless conduct, especially since she had called 911 and attempted to save his life. So Courtney's lawyers claim prosecutors overcharged her to begin with, and the trial date is delayed yet again, this time pushed to August 2026.
And in that settlement of the civil lawsuit against the condominium and property management, the property management and owner of the condominium agreed to cover any outstanding hospital or medical bills or any liens of that nature. It basically ended up to be a dud.
Then in July 2026, Courtney's lawyers filed motions seeking permission to rebut any evidence the prosecution may present portraying Toby as having a, quote, peaceful character, attaching a copy of an arrest warrant for Toby, dated November 2nd, 2020, on charges of cruelty to non-livestock animals, a Class A misdemeanor in Austin, Texas, where the warrant was issued.
So basically what happened, it appears Toby had abandoned a dog in an apartment in Austin, and the dog had died of dehydration. So Courtney's lawyers said this proved that Toby was not a peaceful person. I'm not sure exactly what went down there. The dog was locked in a kennel, and I don't know whether someone was supposed to get it or not, but apparently the dog had food, but there was not enough water left, and then he died of dehydration. It is fucked up, the poor little dog. I don't know if that proves that he's not a peaceful person or not. It just sounds like a kerfunkel or whatever, but it's definitely sad.
Yeah, totally fucking shitty person, but I don't know. It's a weird...
I don't know if it was entirely his fault either. Like he might have told someone, we go get my dog.
Exactly. We don't know the whole story there. So the trial is coming up. Courtney is facing life in prison when, dramatically, on July 31st, 2026, it was announced that prosecutors working with Toby's family had agreed to a deal if Courtney pled guilty. But the details of the plea deal wouldn't be released until August 10th, 2026, which is, for us, right now, the day before we are recording this.
And the verdict was, drum roll please, 6 years in prison with time served. And since she's already been in prison for 4 years now, she should be released in less than 2 years from today, followed by 5 years of probation. Courtney cried while they read it.
Miami-Dade State Attorney Catherine Fernandez-Rundle said in a statement following the hearing, quote, "With this plea agreement, Christian Obumseli's family finally heard what they long sought, Courtney Clenney accepting full responsibility for his death. This plea was reached in full consultation and approval of Christian's family. The assistant state attorneys handling this case have remained focused on the core evidence that Clenney stabbed Christian Obumseli as part of a pattern of escalating violence toward him. While nothing can heal the wounds caused on that day in April, I hope today's guilty plea brings his family a measure of justice too long denied."
You know, I have to say that 5 years of probation might come to bite her in the ass, as she has a long history of trouble. But who knows? Maybe she'll get her act together and come out of prison a calmer, more mature woman. What do you think? 6 years for murder? Fair or not?
No, not fair. I think it should have been longer.
You know, if he had stabbed her, it would have been probably life sentence.
It's 96 years, 106 years, multiple life sentences stacked on top of each other.
Totally.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the story of Courtney Tailor Clenney and Christian Obumseli. We hope that you've enjoyed listening to the story and learning more about what happened. And thanks as always for listening to Murder Coaster. Fuck. How do I end that? It sounded lame. And thanks as always for listening to us here on Murder Coaster.
And do you have a case you'd like us to cover? Let us know at murdercoasterpodcast@gmail.com. Thanks again for listening. We'll catch you next time. Ciao for now.
Bye-bye.